Well, hello my beautiful Capricorn, welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with your monthly reading for June 2025. I've already cleansed your space and have meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for all your wonderful likes, shares, and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about, pretending to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings and I will never reach out to you personally to offer one. Also, I will never ask you for money, e-gifts, or donations. So if anyone masquerading as me asks for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam, okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. Now, you may notice I'm in a different environment at this time. I've just gone to visit family members for the next coming weeks, but I will be back in my usual space after that. I just wanted to explain the location change there for you. So let us start your reading and let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Capricorn, this is your monthly reading for June. I can't believe we're here already, but here we are. Time really is flying on by. Now, we've just moved into Gemini season, and of course, Saturn has been very active, and you're closely connected to that planet there. It's just moved into the sign of Aries, so you may be feeling it the most at this moment in time, because Saturn's move into Aries really makes us sit up straight, pay attention to higher standards, and keep our eyes on our personal prize. Now, Saturn moving signs can give us all a pretty major wake-up call to remind us that our actions today shape our future to come. It really reinforces discipline and questions our life philosophy and belief systems. Now, this can be pretty harsh energy to deal with, but luckily we have my favorite planet Jupiter muscling in on the action this month to really steal the glory by offering us a great cosmic hug. I think we all need that at this moment in time, and actually deliver rewards for your hard work and focus. It also offers a gateway of opportunity to better luck. Now, the planets change signs all the time, of course, but we have had some pretty major shifts recently. It's really hard to catch a break. And of course, thank goodness for June, or at least the beginning of it, taking the edge off before things intensify in July. But let's not get too ahead of ourselves and really bask in June's pause to appreciate all that you have accomplished so far and all that is yet to come. It's really challenging at this moment in time, of course. The pressure has really been on, and you can lose sight of all the things that you've achieved so far, especially when you're in a flurry of activity to keep life moving forward to hit your next target. But June is a month where the more you acknowledge your personal accomplishments so far, will actually reflect and amplify for the universe to send more into your life. For we've officially moved into that glorious Gemini season, represented by the twins, mirroring and doubling down on the energy, whilst Jupiter expands opportunity to offer you more. So when you step into your power and know that you deserve more, the universe will deliver opportunities for more. Now, of course, we still have to focus on responsibilities and duties, but this month reminds you to enjoy the simpler pleasures in life. Fun with your nearest and dearest, reset time in nature, and of course, settling down to good nurturing food and time alone to connect with your higher self. Now, Jupiter's greatest influence this month will be in your personal life as it nestles into the sign of Cancer, which is all about your home life, your relationships, and your emotions. And you are going to be governed by your 7th house and your 12th house. And that's all about relationships, but also your feelings. So it's going to be doubly amplified for you this month. Now, June is, of course, a 6th vibration month, which guides us home to self. So you'll be asking big philosophical questions with that 12th house there about who you are, where you belong, where feels like home, creating a base or structure, maybe even who feels like home at this time to you. And do you need to redefine boundaries? You'll be all up in your feelings as you endeavor to appreciate the present moment with the people that you care about the most. But also it encourages declarations to self on what you are not willing to accept anymore. And it reinforces using that word no as a boundary of self-care. You know, this is a softer month of heartfelt connections and a desire to create sacred space for important conversations. And as we're currently in Gemini season, you know, there may be a little bit of an inner battle, you know, you striving for some quiet time in your sacred space, but also your extroverted side will also take great strides to shine. You know, the prowess of your intellect demands to be heard and seen this month as it encourages creativity. And I'm actually seeing in the water a 4 of Wands. Did you get a 4 of Wands yet? No. I'm seeing a 4 of Wands there, and it's got fleur-de-lis on it. Fleur-de-lis are connected to Emperor energy. 4 of Wands is all about celebration, reaching a milestone, coming home to self. You know, it can also be about marriage or engagement there as well. So we'll tap into your energy and see what's going on with you. But I'm seeing a 4 of Wands in the water right now, which means you're highly creative, and there's something to celebrate in the month of June there as well. Also, you may reunite with some people that you haven't seen in quite some time, but you know, this is a period where the magical energy, you know, it opens you up to that creativity, to questioning, great debates, alternative opinions. It really demands that you stay curious, explorative, adventurous, and open to the alternative. June is considered a major personal comeback month as it removes stagnancy, awakens your imagination to run wild, and it helps you stride towards many personal breakthroughs. It's a month to celebrate the unique spark that you bring to this world, that brilliance. And of course, fiery Mars is in Virgo, which keeps you focused on the minute details to serve your higher purpose with precision and refinement. You'll be super productive to make major improvements. And of course, the full moon, it will be in the sign of Sagittarius on the 11th. And let's just say that's going to be a little bit unpredictable. So you may encounter a major plot twist that keeps you on your toes and encourages your spontaneous side to come out to play. You might even surprise yourself suddenly with an impromptu event or vacation, or launch yourself into a passion project. But as that full moon is in a fire element, we could see intermittent dips in personal energy. So stay on top of vitamins and things like that. And of course, quiet time to recharge. Also, we may see some power outages and some travel delays as well. I hate to give that message, but you know, also, it's worth noting to pay attention to the 15th, right up until the 19th of June, that period there, as Jupiter in Cancer will clash with Saturn and Neptune. Okay, and a clash, it's not good. It can indicate there could be a disappointment or, you know, a fly in the ointment, as it were. However, the new moon on the 25th, which is also in Cancer, it will try to soothe any volatile situations to offer better solutions. So sometimes when you experience a glitch or a disappointment, the universe often offers you an alternative that is even better than before. So I want you to be aware of that, okay? Now, of course, in terms of global events, this combination of planetary alignments, they're all, you know, moving into a water element there. We could see water-related events like a clash on the high seas, flooding, or even volatile underwater activity that expands land masses. Now, I did mention this in my yearly forecast. You know, I mentioned underwater volcanoes. We've started to see things like that erupt. I mentioned the Ring of Fire. It's become very active this year. And of course, this seismic activity will increase towards a major climax. And, you know, a couple of planets shifting into the sign of Cancer during Gemini season will actually encourage people to come together, to be more compassionate, offer, you know, humanitarian aid or support in crisis. So we will see that happening globally. And also conversations in and around detoxification, especially when it comes to things like additives in the food industry, or even, you know, a shakeup in the agricultural sector. Removal of harmful chemicals may be a discussion on the table for change during the month of June. That's a catapult month there. Now, Gemini Sagittarius influence can even encourage global activism, a desire for freedom to reinforce transparency. Major exposés will continue, especially in and around, you know, the mismanagement of global funds. This could be a conversation that comes to light. However, the question still remains, will we ever see change? Well, I can tell you it's a long road, but it will eventually lead to change. Now also some new technological breakthroughs emerge, especially in and around the healthcare industry. And of course, we end the month with the solstice, opening a major gateway to personal growth and healing. But it also marks a return of personal light and hope. A highly sensitive month, especially for you, my beautiful Capricorn there, because you will be in your 12th house, the deepest part of your chart, very sensitive, but you'll be listening to your heart and you'll be moving forward with great purpose, okay? So let us see what's going on there for you. I definitely see here you're taking accountability for your actions, you're owning your truth, and you're locked onto something that almost it's like hard to come up for air. It feels like you're locked onto a passion project or something. There's an energy here of working hard and, focusing on your finances at this time. I mean, your first card there is the Force, okay? So this is the Strength card. So this means that you really are a force to be reckoned with. You're empowering yourself and you're breaking the chains of something that perhaps has been keeping you feeling stuck. There's an energy here of moving forward with great strides, having more confidence this month, but also locking onto your passions and being unstoppable, basically, in your endeavors. This is a card that indicates that you are a very strong person. You've dealt with a lot. You've endured a lot. You're very independent, self-assured. And this can indicate that now you're stating your grounds on something. So you may actually confront something or fight for something in your life. And what I mean by that is it could be that you apply for a permit, or you may decide to perhaps stand for change, perhaps do some sort of charitable work where you make a difference there. That's coming through. But ultimately, this is a card of ambition. Now, typically, the Strength card is number 8 in the major arcana cards, okay? And you actually have a lot of 8s here. You have an 8 of Swords. So this is really an energy here of like coming out of a limitation in some way, seeing things as they truly are, liberating yourself from something by being really honest with yourself. You also have the Strength card twice, okay? So whenever you get a card that is twice, it reinforces a message about, you overcoming a struggle, especially with the Strength card there. And you've also got an 8 of Pentacles. Okay, so this can indicate 888 is a really great number when it comes to wealth. Success, wealth, money, it amplifies wealth. So I would say that you're in a great month to either transform your finances or be really strict with yourself with a financial strategy or goal. I definitely see here you have a savings plan. So it could be that you're being stricter with your finances, or that you are powering up, moving to the next level and recognizing that actually you're pooling your resources towards a common goal, or even thinking about your financial future, your structure, your stability there as well. But, because this is number 11 in this particular card, this can indicate you're locked onto your sense of purpose. I mean, you're definitely focused on, your purpose path, your true mission, your true north, because this is you having the courage to go after something with that Temperance card. Because the Temperance card is in the resistance position, I would say don't be impatient, don't rush into anything, get all the information before you move forward on something. But the Judgment card is weigh up your options, you're locked onto your sense of purpose, and you may have to leave a comfort zone, or you may have to let go of something in order to get something better at this time. Sometimes we need to look at life and prioritize and sacrifice other things, because if you're having a level of success in one area, it could be that you need to focus on that and grow that, pay attention to it, nurture it. And any other distractions, they may be even tasks or responsibilities that you need to come round to eventually, they can be put to the side in order to prioritize something, because I feel like you are locked onto something with such, I don't want to say obsession, because the Devil card didn't show up there for you, but I feel like you're locked onto something with a lot of focus this month, and it's about reshaping your destiny. I mean, the 8 of Pentacles tells me there is like a habit or routine that you're locked onto in some way. You're being practical. A lot of you, there is this energy of launching something or trying for something, reaching for something more this month, and I feel whatever it is, it's going to be a major success. This is your destiny, and I feel this is about owning it and taking control of your life and powering up in some way for success. I mean, when you have the Force card as your first card, it means that you are totally empowered as you move ahead. it feels like you're very disciplined and you have unlimited resources. So, you probably won't feel the dip in energy as much as other people there. I feel a lot of you are repeating a cycle. So it's not that nothing's happening this month, because I do see some news coming in for you. I do see some change in finances coming in for you as well. And I will talk about your houses in a moment. But, when you have the Eight of Pentacles, which can be a routine, it can be a structure or, a repetitive habit, something that actually builds you up. It could be new knowledge that is helping you reshape your future. But when you do something day to day, it means you become a pro at it. You've got the King of Swords there as well, which means that you're someone who's taking command. You're being really honest with yourself. You're owning your truth. You're taking accountability. But it means that you are so gifted or talented at what you do, you take charge. So I feel you could be in business mode where you're keeping your life running smoothly, of course, locked onto your strategy, your plans. I feel a lot of you this month is about planning. Can be that you're thinking about something, you're gathering the strength to change something or launch something, or you're getting all the information, you're gathering all the information before you make the next step on something, and it requires your focus. And with that Four of Pentacles there, it can indicate, that you're building a financial structure, or you're creating a platform, a gateway to ascend, or to accomplish something that's going to make you truly happy indeed. Because that staircase right there, it's like you have a pyramid, which is about, channeling your energy. It's about creating a foundation. And when you create that foundation, if you know the nature of pyramids, it energizes from the earth, and you're an earth element. So it can be that you are summoning all your strength, connecting to the earth as well, but also connecting to your plans. You've got a blueprint for something. You're summoning all your strength and you're channeling all that energy upwards. And again, as you can see, this gateway leads to the sun. So you're energized on something, and you can see this staircase, it leads to the sun. So I feel this is about you doing something that's going to bring you infinite joy, but also bring infinite success and expansion. So if you are someone who is a business owner, for example, or you are someone who works in a high-level position, it can be that you're expanding your reach this month. It can be that doors of opportunity are opening up for you, and you are in a state of being ready for it. So success is a measure of being prepared for opportunity, and you're ready. That's what I'm seeing there. I feel like you're coming out of a comfort zone, and this lion there, it's got a spear. So you're locked onto something with a precision where you want to aim for something, aim higher or aim for something. You're channeling all that energy and you're unstoppable. That's what I see there. And you're going to hit your target. Now we do have the Eight of Swords. This is a protagonist energy. So a lot of you could have, a big to-do list. It could be like mulling over lots of things. Swords are very cerebral, and you have Eight of Swords, but also a King of Swords, which means you're strategizing, or you're thinking about something, or you're creating a plan and you're in your head about it. But because you do have earthly energies here, Three of Pentacles to a Four of Pentacles, it means you're creating some sort of structure, or you're locking in the plan. It's like the finalities are coming together. Things are shaping up for you. And it's really, an exciting moment. A lot of you, this could be your financial plans that, you're starting there with the Three of Pentacles, but you're finding opportunities to increase your wealth. So it could be a new money-making idea that comes in, that brings in extra stream of income. It could be like a side hustle, or some of you could literally become a business owner this month. It could be that you're actually launching a business. Creative endeavor doesn't have to be something that is technological, but a lot of you could be looking at something in terms of technology, buying kit during this month, because there's a lot of ether energy here. You could even be partnering up with a social media platform in order to expand your reach or promote your work, because King of Swords is really about thinking about a plan, strategizing, then taking action and owning your truth, but also promoting yourself, or, allowing yourself to be heard or acknowledged in your industry. So marketing, being in the flow of movement in order to expand your reach, and being independent as well. So a lot of you want to have this independent work ethic if you're in a career, or if you're working for a company. This could be a promotion where you get that all-important call that sees you elevating in your position. I mean, there is a small increase in your pay packet with that, but I feel like you may have to negotiate a better deal on that. Some of you, if you feel like you've hit a glass ceiling in your career sector, you could actually find an alternative role there and break free from the one that you're in currently. I feel like you don't really leave a position until you find a new one for the majority of you. But if you've come to this reading and you're currently out of work, you're looking for a role, if you've been made redundant or you left your job because it was toxic or you felt, it was not reciprocal, it was not paying the amount of money that you felt you deserved with the talents and skills that you have because you're a very gifted person, I feel like you find an alternative role. There is this energy here of kind of like, I want to say doing two things because you have cards of duality here. So it could be you get, a really incredible role that has a lot of status, managerial energy, or something where you're like either in a standalone position, definitely a leadership energy. You were born to lead. So this is you stepping up and owning your truth and leading and structuring your life in some way. But in terms of career, I definitely see a leadership role available to you. And with that Page of Pentacles, it offers more money. It's a staircase to more because as you can see, the rise, you've got 3 of Pentacles, 4 of Pentacles, 8 of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles. So I'm definitely seeing a lot of you being stricter with your financial goals. So you may be able to save a little bit more money than you expect this month, but also a lot of you are getting some financial news. Now this could be that, you're having an increase when it comes to the amount that your property is worth, for example. So it doesn't always have to be that you're getting like a check for something, but some of you could get a rebate, or there could be an increase in your finances, or you're getting a new job, or you're even launching something that brings in secondary streams of income. For some of you, it could also be that you find alternative financial institutions that give you better interest rates. Or if you're locked onto the stock market, there could be some small wins there. I would say be a little bit mindful from the 15th to the 19th because Jupiter is a very beneficial planet. It really expands market opportunities. But when it clashes between the 15th and the 19th, that's when things could get really volatile on the stock market. So just be a little bit mindful of that. I don't know anything about the stock market, okay, because I can tell you about energy. I can tell you what happens with patterns. And the 8 of Pentacles says we repeat a pattern. So just be mindful of that, okay? Now, the 8 of Swords is interesting on this card. That owl is there for a purpose. It means there's new knowledge being delivered to you. In stillness comes wisdom. So a lot of you may have felt there's been a bit of a pause in life recently, but this pause was on purpose. It was there to realize that actually there are no limitations. Okay, you are transcending, and this knowledge will help you break free. So a lot of you could, submerge yourself in a course of learning, and this could be a course of learning about upskilling, a new trade, or, honing your craft or your skills in order to enter new pay grades this month. It'll be very beneficial for you, and I feel the payoff will actually be quite immediate. Opportunities will come to you quite quickly as soon as you get a certification or a qualification there. For some of you, this could be personal knowledge. This is about knowing your limitations on something and stating a line in the sand, saying enough is enough. But more than anything, I feel a lot of you are learning about what you're capable of and you're rising up, okay? And a lot of you, power moves in silence, okay? An owl watches and waits for the right opportunity, and it waits in silence. It does not, call attention to itself at all, okay? So, in the dark of night, you may hear the odd twit-twoo, as it were, but ultimately an owl is pretty silent, okay, and has those beautiful big eyes, but also they have the ability to see 360, right? So a lot of you, this could be that you're like keeping your eyes peeled for opportunities, or you're seeing the whole picture, the bigger picture this month, and learning where you can like reinforce a boundary, or where you can, create more stability in your life. 8 of Swords says, that if you've had a restriction, you're overcoming it. If you've had struggle or difficulty, you're transcending it. This figure here is literally breaking free from a constraint. So you could literally be kind of like leaving a contract with a service provider because you feel like it's run its course or it's not delivering on its promises. For some of you, it could be that you're leaving a neighborhood because you feel that you don't gel with it anymore, or you feel there's better opportunities elsewhere. Some of you may relocate, or you may actually change job. Or for some of you, if you've gone through a separation, this is an empowerment month where you're rising up. You are independent and free, and there's opportunities to explore, and you're seeing this new start as a blank canvas. This is you being curious about the possibilities outside your comfort zone. You know, often when we have a breakdown in a relationship and we separate from someone, or even if we evolve from friendships, this is because a new path is being made available to us. The universe says you learned your lesson in that experience and now you're ready for a new experience. So I feel a lot of you could connect to a soulmate or meet someone new, or even expand your soul tribe and create new friendships in the month of June there. Now, Three of Pentacles indicates you're locked onto your endeavors. You're engineering this plan, okay? So you're finalizing things or you're working things out. This card tells me you're someone who is very talented. It means you're really great at a craft. If you know the traditional Rider-Waite Tarot, you know, it sees three people on that card, on the Three of Pentacles. And, you know, there's one that is on a pedestal, and there are two discussing the person who is doing all the work. So this can indicate that people are talking about you behind the scenes in a really great way. There's some good gossip there for you. And I feel this could be that there's an opportunity for you to elevate in a career. Could be there's an opportunity becoming available and you're being discussed for the role, and you'll hear about it in the month of June there, and you'll step into that role as well as you leave June into July. For some of you, if you're involved in the community, it could be that people see you as the go-to person who can organize things, and you may be asked to host something or take more responsibility in something there, maybe even lead or campaign for something there with that Strength card. For some of you, this could also be that people look to you in your family unit to lean into when they need advice. So the Three of Pentacles can be a coming togetherness. For some of you, if you are in a business, for example, it could be there's three people. Or if this is a family unit, it could be three of you discussing something. It could be teamwork, everyone pooling their resources, coming together. If you're in a job, for example, where you work for other people, you may notice that there are three people who are really on the same page, coming together and working. But there could be one person who's absent, you know, and everybody else has to pool together in order to cover that role. For example, there could be an absence there in the month of June. It could be that, you know, there's excess work. I hate to give that message, but it really sees you thrive and come to your fore, and you may even learn new skills out of it as well. But it doesn't always have to be about work when it comes to Pentacles. This can be about your body. It can be about your mind, your soul. You know, when you have your 12th house and the Three of Pentacles, this can indicate that you are looking at the very foundation of you. And it could be that you are cathartically letting go of some experiences in order to, you know, lay some old ghosts to rest, in order to re-empower yourself and break free from the past. Even though it shaped who you are, and of course it was very important to you, these experiences, I feel you're not allowing it to limit your future happiness. So you're taking charge, you're taking back your power in a situation. But it says here, teamwork, collaboration, and building together. Okay, now of course, I feel a lot of you are self-made. There's some snakes on that card, and I feel a lot of you are transforming your life to build a solid foundation. And the Three of Pentacles means you're being very savvy with your finances there as well. So I feel with that 12th house, this is the deepest part of your chart, and it's really making you feel a little bit more sensitive than usual. So you are locked on to self-development projects. You know, especially with that Eight of Pentacles there, you're reinvesting a lot of energy, time in yourself. You know, looking at what you eat, what you absorb, what you listen to, how active you are, you know, how you integrate with the people around you. So this could be a big month of you thinking about you and connecting to your higher self and, you know, your spiritual path or your spiritual development. There could be a deeper sense of awareness as you receive important messages and downloads about your personal power and your personal growth. A lot of you also may feel like withdrawing into self in order to focus on important projects at this time. And I feel a lot of you are doing that because there's so many eights in your reading. 8 is the number of the self, and you know, 11 there, it's important because 11 is your soul path, and because you have so many cards about your true mission in life, a lot of you are locked onto your projects and you're making a difference this month. This plan is shaping up and you're taking charge of your destiny. Now, of course, your 7th house takes over from your 12th house. 12th house is all about healing. It's about understanding. It's the unseen realm. And really interesting, it's always connected to pyramids. You know, so you have a lot of pyramids in your reading, even from 2 different decks, okay? I've got another deck way over there. I could even go and get it for you. And it's actually says the 12th house, and it has a pyramid on it. In fact, I did a reading with it a couple of days ago. I uploaded it for all 12 signs about the houses you're in, and the 12th house has a pyramid on it. So look to that, because I'm not sure where that deck is right now. I don't want to really disrupt your reading, but you could briefly tap into that reading. It's, you know, all signs, the houses, it's Saturn and Aries reading. And on that card, the 12th house actually has, you know, a very cherubian figure, an angel with angel wings there rising up above, you know, a pyramid. So there is this channeling of energy, and you have in 2 different decks there, you know, this pyramid, which is all about stability, power, inner resources. You know, they have identified recently that pyramids could be like free energy exchanges, for example, or a way to conduct all that energy from the natural resources of the earth there upwards. So a lot of you, it's you looking at your inner resources, as it were, and channeling this strength. I'm just going to rearrange them the way that they were. Okay, so it's really interesting that you have a lot of pyramids there, and this is all about your personal power to create something, to create your destiny. But we also have the Temperance card, and it's in the resistance position. So some of you may have been struggling with something that was like out of your control at this moment in time. But because I saw that 4 Wands energy earlier, like there's no 4 Wands that came up there, so that's interesting. Let me just check the bottom of the deck there. No, that's a Page of Swords. Okay, so, I mean, there is something to celebrate here for you. I can see a win right there, but it could be that you're taking charge of something because it was connected to fleur-de-lis, which is about your personal power. So with that Temperance energy, I feel things come back into balance in the month of June. Things that have been chaotic or things that felt out of your control. I feel like you are taking ownership and leadership of your life, but also you could be blending your energies. You know, when you apply this card to money, it can be that you're pooling your resources, having a stash of cash over here, some over here. You know, it makes good business sense to make sure that you separate your finances so that you protect your finances should there ever be like a market wobble there, for example. But the Temperance card is all about patience. And I feel this is about you doing your due diligence to look into something or investigate something further before you know, connect to it or make the next steps on it. But also the Temperance card is highly connected to your sense of purpose there. And, you know, this is about all the resources, the blood, sweat, and tears. If you think about the ingredients that create something really rare and special, and I feel something really rare is coming in for you, something that is exciting. You know, if you think about a rainbow, it is rare. You know, it's not something that happens all the time, but, you know, when you see it, there tends to be certain ingredients, of course. The sun, which is the light source that refracts the rain, the droplets there, and it creates that wonderful rainbow energy. So it can be that there's certain ingredients that are required for you to prioritize this month to make something really special, and that wish will be delivered. I feel you will almost like bridge a divide is what I'm being given. It's like you're doing 2 things, multitasking, but it feels like it's extra special this month, like everything is coming together. And as you can see there, this figure, because it's in the resistance position, it's like, yes, you've got a lot on your plate, a lot on your to-do list. You're going to do all of this without losing your head, okay, because it is in the resistance position there. Now, we also have the Strength card again, okay? So this reinforces the message, and it says here, courage, inner strength, and conviction. So basically having the courage of your convictions to go after something, be bold, be daring. And you're someone who, you know, you make like a project or you make a decision and you lock onto it and you don't stop until it's done. And that's what I'm getting from your energy. It's no different. It feels like, yes, there is a cycle of repeat here. Yes, there is a repetitive pattern here, but it means that this is where your power lies. Structure is going to be working really well for you this month because you're diligent, you're disciplined, and you're not going to stop until it's done. So this Strength card indicates something is flourishing, but you had to struggle with it, or it has been challenging, but now this month sees a breakthrough on that energy. And of course, implementing self-care routines is important as well to keep that balance. And I feel balance and harmony, a lot of you are removing drama, protecting yourself from anyone who distracts you. And a lot of you, especially with your personal projects, you may be very discerning about who you share what you're going to do, with them, because, everybody, they may be supportive of all your endeavors, but when you are successful, it changes the dynamic. It makes people think about where they are not successful. They start to measure themselves up against you. So just be mindful about that, because I feel sometimes that can put a bit of a negative spin on our projects there. It's not that you're doing something in secret. It just means that there is a more powerful energy when you move in silence. Okay, so that's coming out there, especially with that Eight of Swords. Now, with the Four of Pentacles, this is your structure. This is the foundation for you to rise from, okay? But also this is about taking ownership. When you have the Four of Pentacles, it can indicate you're looking at your possessions. It could be that you're calculating everything that you have right now and what you aspire to achieve. Okay, also, this can be the foundation of relationships because of your 12th house. That's all about your partnerships and the people in your everyday circumstances, deepening those connections and alliances. Some of you may even start a business from your home space when you have the 7th house and a Four of Pentacles. So this could be that, you expand your reach there, and you could even do some decluttering or some DIY in the home space and sell pre-loved goods during this time as well. But ultimately, your Four of Pentacles is all about your savings, the things that you hold on to, your legacy. And also, the fours are all about preparation. It is, the foundation to springboard from. So that Four of Pentacles there can be that you're concentrating on something that will either bring you a lot of success or stability to come. Some of you could also be concentrating on something within yourself at this time. You're keeping an eye on your thoughts, especially the Eight of Swords. Eight of Swords energy has the potential to tear you down with thoughts, doubt, or feeling insecure about something. But you may be noticing how these powerful but sometimes intrusive thoughts can actually tear you down but also raise you up. So I feel there's actually a mindset change for you in this month as well as you re-empower yourself. So it says here conservation, security, and fragility. Oh no, frugality even. Frugality, okay? Sorry, it's so tiny here. I wear glasses, right? And it's so tiny that I actually have to adjust my glasses so I can actually see it just on the bottom there. But it's an incredible card. I love it. It's so beautiful, this deck. But it's frugality. So that's you saving your finances, not really splashing the cash. It can be that you're treating yourself, of course, but quality over quantity. So I feel like you're in a conservation energy right now where you are building your empire, building your structure. But some of you may actually reinvest that money into learning, upskilling, or honing a craft or a skill, or even connecting to a hobby that brings you joy. But ultimately, I feel this month, there is an energy here of business as usual, maintaining and sustaining, because you have that Eight of Pentacles energy. As I said, structure works really well for you. But some of you may also be looking at a habit that you have. Okay, it can be that there's a repetitive habit, something that you want to break free from. This is the month to do it. So if you're trying to give up smoking, or you're trying to give up, perhaps sugar, or you're trying to give something up that you feel is clouding your judgment or is not healthy for you, I feel a lot of you are judging yourself on this and weighing up your options and finally walking away from it. The Strength card says you have the power to disconnect from something that tries to control you. So this could be applied to any area of your life. I want you to be aware of that. So whether it's a relationship that's controlling, or a dynamic, or an environment, or a circumstance, or an addiction, to, as I said, smoking or something. It can be anything. Please apply it to your personal circumstances. Even if you feel like you fall back into a cycle of repeat of accepting something that is less than you truly deserve. A lot of you are saying no this month, and you're re-empowered and drawing that line in the sand. Now, this is your wake-up call card. It basically says you're making a decision and making a final decision on something. So it could be that you're getting all that information with that King of Swords there, very cerebral. That means there's a lot of knowledge coming to you this month, and a lot of it comes in silence. So you may remove yourself for, to limit distractions, as it were, to really lock onto the power of your mind and discipline and take charge on something. And then when you've decided, you're making a move and there's a change there. For some of you, it could be a relocation, it could be you launching a project, or, you know, as I said, launching a business, becoming your own boss. For some of you, if you're retired, this could be you searching for where you feel like you belong. It could be you purchasing property overseas, maybe getting some advice on getting some legal documents in order to think about your legacy, or go traveling, for example. It could be that you're putting some of your, I'm just seeing this in the water right now. This is not going to resonate with everyone, but I can see some of you putting items in storage in order to be a little bit more nomadic in your circumstances. So some of you could be thinking of that. If you are someone who has a home which is close to family, you may be thinking about either purchasing a home overseas, because this is very international energy when you get the King of Swords and a Judgment card. It can be expanding your reach, or, you know, finding your home or where you feel like you belong overseas. This could be like a job opportunity overseas, or it could be that you're returning overseas to where you feel is home. So there could be some changes in and around the end of the month there as well. Also, I feel a proposition is coming in towards you in the latter stages of June, something you have to make a decision on, and I feel like you are making that decision with a clear mind, okay? It's not a head over heart decision. I feel like you're very balanced. You have a healthy dose of rationale, but also a healthy dose of emotions when you're making this decision, and I feel like you're making the right decision for you, because the Eight of Pentacles is there. Now, for some of you, I hate to give this message, but some of you may have to make some minor, I'm being given the word minor, repairs in the home space, or even to a car, okay, in June. And I feel that you need to shop around, because the first person that you go to for this repair work could charge you a little bit more than is standard. Of course, quality over quantity is important, but you may shop around and find someone who offers quality repair, but for, you know, a more realistic price. I feel like you save on that. There's a deal there. It's not a discount. It just feels like you get someone who's honorable and not overcharging. Okay, so that's coming out there as well. But the King of Swords, it says here, head over heart. Okay, but you've got the card of balance there, so I want you to be aware. The Temperance energy is you filtering in the two, you're factoring in the two. And because you have, you know, that courage card right there, I feel that you are basically being passionate about something as well. So that's your emotion. So I feel like you have a nice balance when you're making this decision. But it says clear truth and discipline. So yeah, you're going to be a little bit stricter with yourself, especially when it comes to your finances. Okay, because your pentacles are all out here. So I feel with that 3 of Pentacles, 4 of Pentacles, 8 of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, I definitely see here that there is an increase in your finances, or you're doing something worthwhile with your finances. For some of you, you could be making an offer on something with that Page of Pentacles. Now, the King of Swords says you will negotiate a better deal, but the Page of Pentacles can indicate that you offer a certain amount that is lower than the going price or the asking price, okay? And the Judgment card can indicate, you know, it will be judged, but let me pull a card on that, because I feel like it's offered to you. You get it, whatever it is. So if you're purchasing real estate, for example, or you're trying to shop around for a better deal when it comes to a car, 10 of Wands, okay? 10 of Wands is to stay true to your convictions, have the courage. You know, it's a card of strength. You know, the 10 of Wands. I'd love to see the 10 of Wands and show it to you in this deck, because it says accomplishment on there. It means you're strong enough to have staying power on something and not renege or back down on something. You know, you've been battling away. You're so good at everything that you do. It's like you wouldn't accept less than you truly deserve. And that is true also of something if you're offering. It can be that you're not backing down. 10 of Wands can indicate that discussions stop for a while, or, you know, there's, it's like they back down. It could be that you basically say, well, that's my final offer, and they back down. It comes to a close. It ends with the offer that you give, and you don't go above your budget, as it were. Ace of Wands. Yeah, it's a new start. Passionate, something you're passionate about. As something ends, something new begins. So it feels very much like if you're offering for something or offering to purchase something, you know what I'm seeing right now? For some of you, it could be an auction. I'm seeing like a gavel, it's like a judgment gavel where it's like bang, bang, bang on the table. A judge, like you've got the judgment card, so that makes sense actually. It's like boom, boom, boom. That's the final offer. Okay, and it's received, it's accepted, and now you've had the breakthrough point. So that's coming through there. What's this one? Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, you're conserving your finances. It means you double your money. So it could be you get a good deal on something or you invest in something. Queen of Pentacles can also be that, with that Ten of Wands, you're really exhausted right now, but you're having the strength to move forward on your projects. The Ace of Wands indicates, powerful breakthrough. You're very creative. This is the start of something. The universe is offering you something. And it can be connected to your vision there. And the Queen of Pentacles means you settle into this, you work hard on it, but it will double your finances. In the traditional Rider-Waite Tarot, the Queen of Pentacles has bunny rabbits on it, which multiply. So it's there as a symbol of, multiplying wealth. And I feel a lot of you are locked onto this month. A lot of you also have a creative talent that you haven't really tapped into, and you may start to explore it further in the month of June, into July as well, actually, and it will increase your wealth. You could launch something, a passion project or something creative, put it online. It's a vision. It's something that's really adventurous. It's that brilliant spark within you, that originality. And you take the initiative on something, and actually, it brings a lot of security and a lot of wealth there as well. And of course, for some of you, this could be chemistry between you and a person where things are very physical in nature if you're single, but then it becomes something that's very serious later on. So meeting a soulmate there as well. So we have that Judgment card. As I said, it's all about judgment. King of Swords, your plans, strategy, structure, being very savvy with your decisions, being decisive, getting everything in order. You have power with this card, and it's about being in the flow and having an incredible mind. Huge thoughts coming in, huge strategies like ideas and knowledge, even knowledge and download, sudden flashes of insight and understanding from nowhere, from beyond the veil, because your 12th house is there. That's the deepest part of your chart where your guides can connect to you on a deeper level and give you hunches and, hints and all of those things, signs and symbols. Now we also have a Page of Pentacles here, and it literally says ambition, desire, and diligence. Your success is not by accident, it is by design. And I feel like you're very serious this month about whatever it is that you're doing. Pages bring news. So I would say, yes, you're being practical, you're making an effort on something, you're creating stability, you're being realistic, you're also learning. This is a card of study or applying for something. If you are applying for something, whether it's a visa, passport, or a permit for something, I feel it's a raging success. I feel you get it done. I feel it's yours, okay? It may be judged. For some of you, you may take a test and you may feel judged, but ultimately you're bringing your A game. And I feel this is the start of something. For some of you, it could also be a course correction. You're thinking about a new path, but you're not starting from scratch. You're starting from experience with that King of Swords. You're very naturally knowledgeable about something. And of course, this indicates that you are locked onto a plan. And whether it's in career or whether it's in your neighborhood or whether it's in your retirement, whatever it is going to be different, your focus, than everybody else's. Whatever your focus is, I feel like you're expanding on that. You're making great strides there. And I feel that this is where you rise up. I really wish I could show you that other card, but hopefully you'll go to that video. There may even be just a picture you can see of it there as well. So if you don't have time, you don't have to lock onto it. But I want you to be aware of your reading and the symbology that's in it. This is your time to fly and rise up. That card that I was talking about that's way over there in that deck on the 12th house, there are wings that are raising the figure up, okay? And here you have wings raising the owl up. And here you have wings raising the Temperance energy up. And here you have wings on the Judgment card where you are being raised up. Your guides are guiding you towards something, and your final card is literally the wings. This is your ascension point. This is where you have a breakthrough. And I feel this is where you elevate in some area. Now, this could be emotional in nature because of your 12th house. This could be, you learn new knowledge about yourself and suddenly it sets you free from a limiting thought or a cycle of repeat with toxic people or situations. For some of you, this could be in career or in finances. This is you and your take back your life moment where you elevate. This is your personal comeback month, as it were. And I feel like this is where you take the courage to spread your wings and fly. And I'm being given an energy. It's not the full quote in the water. There's some words coming through, but they're all kind of like cloudy right now, so I can't make them out. But there is a quote. It's like, well, what if I fail? But then what if you fly? And I feel this is you transcending doubt or fear or anxiety in a situation, or even insecurity on something. You know, sometimes we even fear a measure of success because it changes everything. It demands that you change. You know, there's actually a song there that's coming through, More Money, More Problems, I think it's called. That's all I'm hearing right now. So it could be that, you know, you are looking into generational wealth and it requires a structure. It could be that you're so successful beyond your wildest dreams. Now you got to get like an entourage of people to help you with financial structures, or, you know, with pooling your resources or protecting your wealth. So it can indicate that as you elevate, it means more responsibility. It means sustaining and maintaining. And that's your Eight of Pentacles right there. You're locking on to success and you're making sure that you protect it. But also the Eight of Pentacles means you realize what you are capable of. This is your personal power. 8 is the number of the self. So I feel, you know, this is about you being dedicated to something where you rise up and you see a measure of success in it. There's a lot of staircases here for you. And again, it says diligence, passion, and high standards. You're holding yourself to higher standards in all areas of your life. Not just friendships and relationships, but business alliances, working environments, even everything you purchase. As I said, quality over quantity. This is a moment where you do what is right for you and get the best out of life that you can. So I'm just going to go get some final cards for you to see what's coming out there. We have rebuilding. So this is a period of reevaluating your life in some way. And it could be a course correction, but as I said, you're not starting from scratch, you're starting from experience. We have commitment. Yeah, your Eight of Pentacles there is certainly about your commitments to your life, to your friendships. Some of you could be a carer and you've committed your life to this path, and it can be challenging at times. But I definitely see here that there's someone, and a lot of people actually, who really appreciate you, and it feels rewarding. We've also got the card of being superior, becoming a leader in a situation. So that's what your whole month is about. It's about, you know, stepping up and sitting in your throne, as it were, commanding respect and stepping into a leadership position or some level of responsibility, taking ownership for your life. It says reevaluate your life and adjust to thrive in your new circumstances. Focus on what you can control. Reinventing, revising, and fixing. And all those energies did come up in your reading, even right down to fixing some minor things in the home space or with a car there. This is the energy that's about your month, because Eight of Pentacles can be to repair something as well there. So even in a different deck, it highlights that energy. We've also got commitments there. So this could be contracts, service providers, but also it can be that you're looking at your commitments to your friends and the reciprocity, or even in your family there. It says, commit to this next stage in your development and there will be a promise fulfilled in some form. Long-term, determined, and you're all in. You're definitely all in when it comes to something. You're determined to make something work, and it will. And as you can see from your cards, you're literally going from a Three of Pentacles right up to that Page of Pentacles. There is development here. This is a month of development, and I definitely see a measure of success on the other side. And development can be many things. It doesn't have to be related to career or to money. It can be personal development. It can be relationship development, but there is development here, and I feel you're going to be very proud of the way things went in the month of June. So it says here, become a leader in the situation. Speak and act with authority. Set your boundaries and know your limits. I mean, you got the Eight of Swords, which is all about limits. The King of Swords is to know. It says bossing up, leadership, authority, okay? And all of that energy came out for your month ahead. And I really feel it's an exciting month to move forward with your plans, see some new developments come in, because that Page of Pentacles tells me there is some good news, an important call or email. A lot of you, it's a physical news. So I would say it's either through email or hard copy mail. Just be mindful of not missing any of that hard copy mail. Also check your spam folders there to make sure you don't miss anything. But I feel this is a call to empowerment and to connect to your true north, and you're energized and moving forward. There's definitely movement and improvement here. I'm also seeing in the water, because I'm scrying at the same time as doing a reading, I'm seeing a rocket taking off. So this could be a lift-off month for you. You've got the platform. Some of you may even join a social media platform and connect and get your message out there. Maybe things really take off. You're influencing there. Maybe more people. You're expanding your reach. So that's coming out there as well. So I'll leave that there. I mean, a rocket, it explores things outside usual parameters. It leaves the Earth's environment in order to go into space, right? Or into the ether in some way. So it could be that you're breaking a divide or crossing something. You're moving into uncharted territory this month. Oh my gosh. So we have a bat, okay? Now the bat can be you looking at what drains your energy or distracts you, okay? But also bats, you know, they can have that sonar to kind of they have an alternative way of seeing, like in the dark. It's like they give off that sonar, don't they, to build a picture of what is in their immediate surroundings. I think that's what they do. I'm not really au fait with bats and how they conduct their affairs, right? But I feel that the bat energy is more connected to I mean, it's another creature with wings, actually, when I've noticed it. And you've got a butterfly, so there's more wings here. So wings could be actually a sign or a symbol for you. But the bat is definitely a drain. What drains your resources? You're looking at making sure you don't drain your resources because you may be pooling it elsewhere to either make a large purchase or reinvest in order to build upon what you have already. Compound wealth, for example. And of course, the butterfly, it tends to mean that you're coming out of a cycle of feeling stuck. You know, that chrysalis period where you dissolve your sense of self or feel like things are not going your way. Everything is kind of like bereft or drifting, as it were. And now you're restructuring in a way where you fly, where there is a new period upon you. Also, I would say, yes, you are in a very serious energy looking at all of these cards, okay? The butterfly can also indicate don't forget about social events. You know, being a social butterfly. 7th house says you need to connect more or integrate to relationships, friendships. So you may be locked onto a plan, and the 12th house helps you remove in order to focus on it so you don't have any distractions. But the 7th house also says come out to play. You can have variety. It is the spice of life, okay? So I'll leave it there. I hope something resonates. Thank you so much, my beautiful Capricorn, and love and light.